All right, so hello. Today we're going to go through the test that you have. You will have until the end of tomorrow to finish the test. One thing that I'll ask is the faster people finish the test, the faster I can get answers out, and then you can kind of look at it and I can actually grade it. But until the majority of people get this in, I can't really grade it. So please kind of spread the word around to tell people, hey, take your test and get this finished so I can see my results. All right. So there's that. Your test is going to be partially randomized. So we're just going to go through one, and I'm going to use my name as an example in order to kind of go through what to expect on all of these. All right. So one, you're going to write your name. My name is Alex Beverly. All right. So write our name there, and then A. A wants to know how many letters are in my first name, and we're going to call this A. So 1, 2, 3, 4 letters in my first name. So A equals 4. So far, so good. B wants to know how many letters are in my last name. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So B equals 5. Now, C and D are talking about consonants and vowels. So a consonant, I'm sure there's some English definition for this, but a consonant is just anything that is not a vowel. And so we're going to define vowel. So obviously a vowel is going to be A, E, I, O, U. Now, there's a lot of different English and language definitions for what a vowel is. So Y is going to be something that I'm not going to worry so much about their definition. I'm just going to say Y is a vowel if there are no other vowels in the word. So I know you might have some definitions out there. There might be some really precise definition. This isn't an English class, though, or a language class. So we're just going to say Y is a vowel if there's no other vowels in the word. So let's say the word buy. Then I'm going to say Y is a vowel. But for the word buy, Y is not a vowel. Buy, yeah, for buy, Y is not a vowel. Same thing for buy. Obviously, I'm just messing with you. So B-Y, Y is the only letter in there that could be considered a vowel, so I'm going to call Y a vowel. But B-Y-E or B-U-Y, this has an E, this has a U, so we're going to say Y is not a vowel. So hopefully that's not super confusing. Just the definitions you hopefully learned in elementary school. We're not getting too technical about the sound that the word makes to see if it's a vowel or not. All right, so C is how many consonants are in my entire name. Now you could use your entire legal name, including your middle name and all that. I really don't care. I'm just going to use my first and last name as long as you're consistent. All right, so consonants: 1, L, X is 2, B is 3, V is 4, L is 5, and then Y, because I have an E here, I'm going to call Y a consonant, so that's going to be 6. So L, X, B, V, L, and then Y because I have an E right there. So then we're going to get to I. Y'all go see. Yeah, I don't. This isn't English class. I'm not going to get into language theory or anything like that. We're just going to use that simple, probably not so great definition of what a vowel is. I know some languages W can be a vowel, so yeah, we're just not going to go there. So then D is how many vowels. So 1 for A, 2 for E, 3 for E, and then we're not going to get to the Y because we're calling that a consonant. So I have 3 vowels in my name. All right, is everyone okay on that? If you have any more questions, just email me or stick around after this and ask questions, and I can work through your name for this. All right, so that's our setup. 2 starts off with not so many randomized things. The big thing I forgot to talk about in 2 is what is the actual speed of light. So it goes through, we need speed of light. North America. I think that's where the observation was made from, was in North America. Yeah, that was weird to me too. I don't know why I got this from an actual scientific paper. I don't know why they didn't just say Earth right there. Yeah, I thought that was silly also, but whatever. So 2, the speed of light, which by the way we use the letter lowercase c for, is 3 times 10 to the 8th meters per second. And the c, if you're actually wondering, that's also the E equals mc squared that you see about. That c squared is the speed of light squared. They said it was in Britain. I have no idea where they observed this from. This was recent. They just only discovered this wave at the beginning of 2020. So I saw that and I was like, of course I need to make a wave equation about this. All right, so we have the speed of light. Now, notice our units on the picture are in light years, and we're given values in terms of years. So these values, I want you to try to find wavelength. I want you to use units of light years. Amplitude, I want you to use light years. Speed, you're going to use light years per year. Frequency, 1 over years, period years. So don't stress so much about that. Just light years is a measure of distance. So speed is the distance over time. So light years per year works out just fine. So yeah, that's where you're going to be using for those. Now, some of these questions aren't randomized. I would suggest you don't go and help people cheat because your curve is going to be based on the class average. So if you're a person who tends to do well on tests, but not enough to get a really high grade, maybe you like get a low A or high B and everyone does really well, then you just don't get a curve. So it's in your best interest not to help people cheat. Let's see. So, and then 2B, I'm trying to get you to figure out how many meters in a light year. So this gets to kind of the thing. Obviously, I can't stop you from looking up things and doing unit conversions. But I did use a value that is correct, but slightly different than how they define time for a light year. So your value is going to be a little bit different than the value you look up. So I would suggest don't look up what a light year is because it's going to be slightly off, and I'm not going to give you full points for that. So B, you really should calculate how long a light year is. Calculate what a light year is instead of just looking it up. And then B2, it says get your height in meters. Obviously, a lot of you might not know your exact height, but just kind of try to figure out what yours is. Mine is about 1.96 meters. So just try your best to figure out what your height is, or just try to remember last time you went to a doctor what your height is. And then you'll write that down in inches. You can convert inches to meters. Yeah, it can't stop you from just using some sort of like conversion on Google or something. It's a take-home test. So I'm not going to say don't do that, but I do want you to show your work. So obviously you should be able to check that easily, but still show your work for all of these. All right, so 2 isn't so randomized, but let's get to 3. 3 is a little bit more going on here. So 3, we have an instrument consists of different strings under various tensions. One of the strings is 10 times A centimeters long, has a mass of 5 times B grams, and the string resonates with a frequency of 25 times C hertz. And we want to add its fundamental frequency. So at that fundamental frequency. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with these. I made an Excel spreadsheet that goes through and solves everything automatically. So I actually enjoyed doing that. Although this one wasn't quite perfect. I didn't quite want to make a three-dimensional matrix to solve this. All right, so A. So this is the value I had before. A equals 4, B equals 5, C equals 6. I really wasn't trying to count like this on mine. But yeah, so that's what the first part on A is talking about. So 3A is just write the number you got from the very beginning. And then they have the string length. Well, I know string length from what they said is 10 times A centimeters long. Well, A for me is 4, so I have 10 times 4 centimeters long. So for me, the length of the string is going to be 40 centimeters long. All right. And then the next one is going to be the mass of the string. The mass of the string is 5 times B grams. So 5 times, for me, B was 5. So the mass of the string for me is going to be 25 grams. And then the frequency is 25 times C hertz. So for me, C was 6, so 25 times 6 hertz. So my frequency is going to be 150 hertz. All right. Questions on that, or is that okay? Is anything unclear? Yeah, I don't always use Excel, but anytime I have to do more than like 5 things, then yeah, you normally just plug it into an Excel spreadsheet. All right, so a lot of these are going to be slightly different for each person, obviously. So yeah. Now for F on this part. So 3F. Yeah, I mean, my numbers were kind of nice on accident. Sorry for some people with long names. I don't think it makes it harder except for 3F. Yeah, I'm sorry if you have a really big number for D on 3F. So 3F, the string can also resonate at different frequencies other than its fundamental frequency. So 3F says draw. Wait, did I not go up? There we go. Yeah, draw the D harmonic for the string, and D is the value from 1D. So I'm going to draw well, D for me is 3, so I'm going to draw the third harmonic. For 1. And then for 2, it says compared to the pitch for the first harmonic, the harmonic for the part in 3F1 will have a higher, lower, or equal pitch. Yeah, I agree. Apostrophe. So we're comparing, for me, I'm comparing the first harmonic to the third will be for mine. How do you find pitch? Well, think about, what is pitch talking about? Is pitch talking about speed? Is it talking about wavelength? Is it talking about frequency? Is it talking about tension? So what word does pitch mean? I mean, I'm not going to directly answer that. I mean, you have the Google that you can go to and ask all questions. I mean, because it's for the test. pitch. Yeah, baseball pitch. There we go. Or if you're British, it means soccer field. Um, 4, the USS Truman aircraft carrier carries 90 planes around the world. That's the ship I was on. Yeah, it moves up 14 meters per second through the water. FA-18 Hornet. So yeah, so the engine produces a noise with a frequency of C times 100 hertz. All right, so that's the only thing that's randomized on this one is going to be the frequency. So for A, the frequency is going to be C times 100 hertz. So for me, C is 6. So I have 6 times 100 hertz. And so my frequency is going to be 600 hertz. And then, yeah, I think that's the only one I randomized on there. Yeah, that's all for 4A. So yeah, I am giving points for these ones where you actually work through those. So there should be some real nice, easy points for everyone if you can do simple multiplication. Like, I think I'm counting it as like just 1 point, but still. And then for 5, so yeah, so we have this, and this is where I put the speed of light. So if you forget what the speed of light is, it's in number 5. The USS Truman is suffering electrical malfunctions. I had nothing to do with that. I was there almost a decade ago, so it wasn't me. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I did anything that stupid. I did there's like a Navy tradition that they leave a little army men around in order to like hunt the gremlins so things don't go wrong. So I put a bunch of army men around, and so unless one of those army men fell into an electrical thing and melted, I think I'm good. Gremlins. Yeah, I mean it's like an old like tradition. When I was in training, we trained on like a old nuclear power submarine, and I left them around. And apparently, the base commander, like the really up there guy, like an actual like Navy captain, he found them and he was not amused and got really upset. But he thought it was one of the older people, and he like gathered up everyone as like stop doing this, and like was questioning everyone. And I like people knew it was me, and I was just like, I guess I'm not going to do this anymore. And I just like kept my mouth shut and never said anything. Uh, so yeah, that's how I accidentally made a base commander upset, and they never found out. Um, all right, so now we have this radar system. It emits a power of 32 megawatts. Yeah, we use it to detect satellites or near Earth asteroids. So we have the speed of light, so all of that's constant. The only thing here that's going to change is the signal returns to the array 10B minutes after it was emitted. So we're going to see the time to return after being emitted. Return, N, not an M. So the time to return is going to be 10B minutes. So 10B for me was 6 minutes. So that return time is going to be 60 minutes. At least for me. Or if you're just that random lucky person who has like the exact same numbers as I do. Yeah, I think those are it for this one. Any questions that I didn't answer before I stop recording? And again, I am going to stick around after I finish recording. Questions. I think I answered all the questions. Well, if there's no last minute questions, to keep the video short, I'm going to stop recording. Again, I'll stick around. So just a reminder, this test will be due tomorrow night. So you have 2 days to work on it. Again, I would encourage you not to just take a picture and send your answers. Not that it would work for all of these, but don't try to help people cheat. Otherwise, your curve won't be as good. Uh, but yeah, I will still be around for questions for a while right now, or just email me or write a comment on this, and I can try to help you, especially if it's about directions. But other than that, good luck on the test and have a good day.